All right, let's do this thing. So I already annotated this document. I just want to go through and talk it up a little bit. So the first thing I show on here is using a ratio table. The best thing about ratio tables is that you can use them to solve any ratio problem. And the only rule is that you've got to divide or multiply by the same number whenever you are working with a starting ratio. So if you have 8 hours per 1 hour, $8 per 1 hour, and you multiply them both by 5, you'll end up with an equivalent ratio, in this case 40 to 5. Because both of those, if you divide by 8, you end up with 1 and 5. So you end up with numbers that are similar. So you multiply 8 times 5, you got 40. 1 times 5, you got 5. All right, on this first one, let's take a look. 42 hours earned 504. How much did he make per hour? Per, remember, it means division. When you see that per, a lot of times it's going to be division, especially when it's asking you a question about per. 42 hours, $504. You go from 42 to 1. You got to divide by 42. 504 divided by 42 is 12. The answer is B. On the next one, I really want to focus. So he claims 55 gallons of water, 1.03 gallons per minute. So we know this. We know 1.03 gallons per 1 minute. I also know that to get from 1 to 55 minutes, I've got to multiply by 55. Now, if I do the same thing over here, times 55, remember if you just multiply by the same number, you're good. You end up with 56.65. So Mario's claim is that it will take him exactly 55 minutes to completely fill the fish tank with water. It took him 55 minutes to fill 56.65 gallons. So that's not right. So anything where he says it's accurate is wrong. C is correct because he's already done with 55 gallons when he hits 55 minutes. So sometime before 55 minutes, he gets to 55 gallons. So it will take him less than 55 minutes. Next one, water park has a water ride that pumps 8,000 gallons of water every 2 minutes. 8,000 gallons every 2. We can either go from 2 to 100 and see that that's multiplying by 50 and do the same thing on the other side. We can also get our unit rate, 4,000 gallons per minute, 4,000 gallons per 1 minute. And then that tells us, all right, getting from 1 to 100, we multiply by 100. We do the same thing on the other side, and we get 400,000. So the answer is A, 400,000. Please see this one, 4 miles in 30 minutes. 4 miles in 30 minutes. To get from 30 to 90, 30, 60, 90, there's 3 30s and 90. We multiply by 3, gets 12. 12 is our answer. Same thing over here. We know that he can do that. Carla does 25 jumping jacks 3 times a day. So how much does she do per day? She does 75 jumping jacks per 1 day. That's her unit rate per day. 75 jumping jacks per 1 day. We're trying to figure out how many she can do in 7 days. So we multiply by 7. We end up with 525 jumping jacks in that time. And again, seriously, I'm going through this fast. Pause this if you got these incorrect and write down the work that I did, because that will teach you how to do it so you'll be able to do it on the benchmark and just in life. At work, Mr. Grinnell receives 20 phone calls every 60 minutes. How many phone calls should he expect in 180 minutes? So again, 20 phone calls, 60 minutes. In 180 minutes, there's 3 60s in 180. If you're not sure about that, just divide. 180 divided by 60 is 3. That means we've got to multiply 20 by 3 to get to 60 phone calls. So our answer is 60 phone calls. Next one, 75 cents for 3 limes. How much will she expect to pay for 5 limes at the same price? So 75 cents, 3 limes. That's really easy to do for the unit rate. You know that 3 limes cost 75 cents. So there are 3 of what in 75 cents? There are 3 quarters. There are 3 25 cents in that. So it's 25 cents per lime. That's your unit rate. Then 5 limes. That's going to have to multiply by 5 to get to 5. 25 cents times 5 is $1.25. So $1.25 is your answer. And yeah, that's what you got. $1.25. Last one. No, wait, second last one. 65 miles per hour. This one asks approximately, so we don't need to be perfect. We can actually stop. We know 65 per 1 hour. We know we're trying to get from 65 to 1,000 total miles For hours, we're going from 1 up, and it ends up being about like 15.3. 15.3 rounds down to 15. So our answer is B. All right, last one. Miles per hour. How many hours will the trip take? I love this question because I love multiple choice sometimes like this. All right, 55 miles per 1 hour. We've got 874.5 miles. We start dividing, and you see that you end up with a 15 right off the bat. 15 can go 87, can be divided by 55 once. You end up with 32, bring down the 4, and then it can go 55 can go into 324 5 times. So already, because the decimal is just going to go straight up there after the 5, you already know which answer is correct. You already know that it's A, and you can be super lazy and not finish the division. Love that. All right, finish the rest of class. Have a great time. Keep on working on these benchmark reviews. They will help you prepare for the benchmark, even if you've been struggling